Hello Vault Dwellers, and welcome back to another Fallout Cookbook cooking video. It's been a little bit since I've done one out of the Fallout Cookbook, and there's one in here I've been kind of interested in trying. And today we're going to be making chicken soup. You guys can see the page there. And the reason that I'm kind of interested in trying it is it has an ingredient in it I've never used before, and I've always wanted to try. So let me get this put out of my way, and I will bring my cutting board over and we will get started. So today we're going to be using jackfruit, which it comes in a can like this. This is a young green jackfruit that comes in a brine. And I found this at my local Asian store. Typically, like the larger supermarkets in their ethnic aisles tend to carry it as well, if you don't have an Asian market in your area. And it said we need to remove the, there's like a hard core on it. It's kind of, this is how it looks when you take it out of the can. And if you kind of just remove the end piece on both ends here, it kind of shreds apart a little bit. And I also noticed there were like some seed pods inside, so you kind of want to make sure that you get rid of those as well. And I don't know, I gave it a little taste. It kind of is a little bit bland. Looked it up on the internet, and apparently it's like a relative of the fig and breadfruit family. Family. I can't speak today either. And it has a natural latex in it. So if you have a latex allergy, they recommend that you wear gloves when you're handling the jackfruit. And probably you shouldn't consume it if you have that allergy as well. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like when it's all done. And we need to start cooking this up. So I'm going to have to move you guys over towards my stove. So if you guys will give me a few minutes, I will get you set up over there. Alright guys, I hope you guys can see well enough there. I'm going to, well, first of all, in this pan I have butter and olive oil slowly heating up, and over in the frying pan I've got just plain canola oil heating up. So we're going to add in our jackfruit to the smaller pan. Get those heats jacked up a little bit more. Whoop, wrong way. There we go. No wonder I turned it down on accident. And we also need to add in our spices. I've got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of star anise. And those are going to go in with the jackfruit. And it says to cook these until the jackfruit starts to shred apart. About 5 to 7 minutes. So hopefully this will impart some flavor into that jackfruit. And it's already kind of started shredding just from the natural way it is in the can. I don't know if it's like all the pieces or what, but I guess we will find out. And then in my other pan, I'm going to be adding in the vegetables for the soup itself. Let me get all these spices stirred in really well. Alrighty, that should be good for right now. Whoop, hold on, let me check that. Not quite. Let me add some more time to that. And I've got that heat up. I'm going to give that a few more minutes to warm up, but once it is, I'm going to add in 1 onion, about 4 ribs of celery, and some diced up carrots. Let me get my pan heated up first. Alright, my pan has started to heat up nicely, and I'm going to go ahead and just drop those right in and get these softening up. Give these a stir. Whoa. Rogue celery. And I am actually going to add, I think, a pinch of salt to kind of help these start to sweat down. Alright, I think this has been about 7 minutes, and it's breaking apart. Let me pull it over here where you guys can see it better. It's breaking apart nicely, so I'm going to call this done. I don't want to dry it out too much, but it's starting to shred apart, and I imagine it will continue to shred in the chicken broth. So I'm going to take this off the heat and move it to the side for now until we get our vegetables. I'm also going to take the time to say now that if you guys have a cooking video that you would like to have added into the playlist, just let JPIC, Odette, or I know, either in the comment section of our newest cooking videos, or if you're on his Discord server, let him know over there. We've gotten some really good submissions, and I've tried a couple of them out and personally, and they are really, really good. You know, we just would like to build the playlist up more with meals that and videos that you guys cook for your friends and family. So if you've got an idea for a video, get out there and make it. Get it uploaded on your channel and let us see what you like to cook. I think these are... Check my book and see what our next step is here. And then next it says we need to add some thyme. And the recipe calls for a whole teaspoon of dried thyme. And the one thing I've found pretty much consistent across the recipes in this cookbook that use thyme, they use more than what my family and I like. So I have actually backed it down to 1/2 teaspoon. And I will go from there. I can always add more, but I can't take it back out after it goes in. So that goes in. Let's get this stirred around. I think if I was using fresh thyme, I would go with the whole teaspoon. But once you dry an herb, it becomes stronger. So you actually want to use a little bit less than you would if you were using a dried, or I mean a fresh ink product. So I'm going to add a little bit more salt. And it says to add a little bit more pepper, and I'm always fine with that. And again, this is salt and pepper is to taste. If you don't like that much, don't put as much in. For about another 5 minutes, I'm going to give it maybe a good 2-3 minutes. I don't want to let this overcook. And let me hold on a minute before I do that. Yep, let me pull that out. Cancel that. Let me grab my oven mitt. Need a loaf of bread to go with this. Little quick extra video I did on the side today. You guys will be seeing that recipe here in the next day or so. Alright, yesterday I got my chicken broth all made. We need 3 quarts. So let me get those added in. There's 2 of them. And I've got one more. I don't know how many of you guys know that I do my own home canning. So I made a huge pot of chicken bone broth yesterday and got it all canned up in preparation for this video. So it cooked a good almost 24 hours, I think. So this is a nice rich chicken broth. If you do not make your own, you can certainly use what you get at the grocery store, but I would really recommend making your own. It's really simple. You just take your bones, put them in a pot with some celery, onions, and carrots, and let it simmer all day or all night. And you'll end up with this nice rich broth, something you'll never get from a grocery store. Alright, it says just bring this up to a boil, so I'm going to let it do that, and I will bring you guys back when it's there. Alright guys, this is starting to heat up nicely. It came to a boil and I turned the heat down a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and dump in the seasoned jackfruit. There we go. Give that a quick little stir, and I think I forgot to mention that I had already pre-cooked the chicken, which is what the recipe called for. So let me grab that and dump this in. And this is just, I think it's either 2 or 3 chicken breasts that I cooked and then chopped up. In. It smells really good already. I think it's starting to look good. I do want to check it for seasoning at this point. Definitely need some salt. Which when I cooked my chicken broth, I did not add any salt to it, because when you can, if you add salt, it tends to intensify the salt flavor, so I always leave it out of my cooking and add it as I'm cooking my meal. And I actually think I might add a little bit more of the thyme. Probably another 1/4 of a teaspoon, I would say. I don't want to add a whole I don't want it to equal a whole teaspoon. I think that's going to be way too much. Keep my spices corralled in that cupboard. There are so many up there. I'm afraid every time I open the door that all the spices are going to come flying out. Kind of like those little cans of Wiggly Worms, the joke cans. Pretty well stuffed. Grab another spoon here. That's better. Alright. I'm going to let this come back up to a boil and let everything get heated up and cook down, and I will bring you back when it's time to add the noodles. Alright guys, this has been cooking for a little bit, and now I'm going to add in about 3 ounces of a wide egg noodle, and these just go in and cook until they're done, and then it'll be ready to serve. Don't want to add too many of the noodles, they'll soak up all our broth. That should be good. Alright, let me set my time for 5 minutes. And I will bring you guys back when it's done. Alright guys, the soup is done. It looks and smells so good. I think it took about 10 minutes for the egg noodles to get completely cooked. I think I said 5. Just cook them to your package directions. Let's get a bowl of this served up. I am excited to try this. You can see little pieces of the jackfruit in there. This down. Let me grab my pot holders here and get this out of our way. Whoop. And there we go. How hot. Very hot. Let's get in here and give this a little bit of a taste. If we can get a piece of that jackfruit on there with some chicken. It is screaming hot. I just took it off the stove. This is really good. I think by far my favorite recipe out of the Fallout Cookbook. Going to serve it along with some homemade bread, and yeah, I think I would definitely make this one again. I hope you guys give this a try. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below how it turned out for you. So thank you for joining me. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you come back to see me in the next one.